All right. Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl, Kimbella, coming through your speakers. This is our very first episode. I'm your host, Kimbella, and I have my social commentator here, Miss Taylor. Hi. So our very first episode is dedicated to our queens tonight. This is Ladies Night, ladies. One of the main reasons it's Ladies Night is because we are honoring our very first Madam VP, Kamala Harris. Yes. How exciting is that, guys? We have our first VP, our first female VP of the United States of America. That is huge. So before we get into that, we want to say hello to Taylor and ask Taylor how she's doing tonight.
Hi, guys. I am Taylor. I'm doing really, really great. I'm excited to be a part of HPOV, Her Power Over Voice. A little bit about myself. I am from Durham, North Carolina. I was born and raised there. Yeah, shout out to Bull City. I am a mom of a 4-year-old little boy who is going on 44. But that's about it about me. I'm just really excited to be part of the HBOV podcast. I can't wait for you guys to see what we have in store. Can't wait for you to hear all the hot topics coming from us and hear our point of view. And we can't wait to hear you guys' feedback.
Exactly. So like I said, tonight we are honoring our Madam VP, Kamala Harris. I am always about women empowerment, and I am just so excited and elated that we have our first Madam VP. So in honor of her, our first episode is called Her Power. And I want to get into what it really means to us to have our first Madam VP, and what it means to our culture, what it means for little Black girls, what it means for women, period, not even little Black girls, but on top of that, just the women in general. A lot of times we have been, looked over in careers, and men have always had, kind of the leg up in the industries. And I'm just happy to see that, we're leveling the playing field right now, and we're getting what we deserve. So, Taylor, can you kind of get into what it means to you to have our first Madam VP, and what it means to our future children and future little girls growing up watching?
Yeah, to me, this is really big. Actually, watching the inauguration was a very, very tense and emotional event. I do believe that she is really setting the bar for young girls, young Black girls, all women, all little girls. She's definitely setting the bar and pretty much setting an example that there is definitely room for us as women in authority. There is definitely space here for us in power, because, a lot of times, mostly like maybe men or people just don't believe in women as a whole. They make us feel as if we sometimes don't have a place in power or don't have a place in authority. And I think she has really broken those chains, broken those barriers.
Yeah, she's definitely just broke that ceiling. That's one of her mottos. It's like she's broken the ceiling. Get the shoes on, because there's a lot of glass on the floor right now, right?
Yeah.
So, I really, really got emotional inauguration night, and just leading up to just the whole election, just during the election process. I know I had posted something like, I'm watching this election on ice, on my toes, just trying to, I want things to go the right way. And it was just very tense. It was a very tense moment. And then when it happened, it was like, it was like watching Obama take office all over again.
Right.
I remember feeling just overwhelmed with joy. And I'm a crybaby. I don't know about you, but I'm a crybaby. Like, when that happens, like, my whole face is just like, draining with tears. And like, some of my kids coming to me like, Mom, and it's so crazy because my son MJ was like involved this whole process. He was so interested in the election process. He was so into it. Every time something was on TV, he was letting me know who was in the race, who was winning, who was losing,
Right.
and he's just he's so intelligent, and I'm so happy that he got to witness that. My daughter as well. I got two daughters, so they're a little younger, and just to see Kamala Harris walk across that stage and get that, it's just mind blowing, especially for my
Right.
children, because it's like, they've got their first African American president. My son now is like, I want to be president. I want to do, so it's like, it's possible now. It's reachable. And, I'm just grateful for those examples, because, we often talk about having that representation. It's important to have representation of our color in those high places, because it helps our children realize that their dreams are possible. And, it's just a blessing. It's overwhelming, and I'm really, really just still in awe with her. And I follow her on Instagram, and I follow her her pages and information, and it's just I don't want to feel like a stalker or anything, but I'm in love with Kamala Harris. But yeah, it means a whole lot to our country. Our country is turning around, so I'm so excited about that, especially coming from our previous administration. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I feel like I don't have to watch CNN. I don't have to watch CNN every second of the day.
Exactly. That's how it was. Like watching the inauguration, I just felt like, and not intentionally to focus on one race, but because of everything that has taken place with this last administration, watching the inauguration, I just felt like the Black community as a whole was able to like exhale, like we can finally breathe.
Just breathe. And I mean, and I'm talking about not even just the Black community, or I'm talking about all communities. I mean, we'll get into the racial things and stuff. Next month is Black History Month, so we will be posting and having a special podcast for Black History Month. But just as a whole, this whole nation, I feel like had a weight lifted off, whether they know it or not. It was just always something, It's like, what is this? What is this dude doing? Every day it's like, wait a minute, you did what? You said what? And I'm like,
law or implementing new things, and it's just like
trying to put up a wall, taking away Obamacare, just in there, just got his hands, sticky fingers and everything, just sticking.
It was a lot of undoing to what was done.
Right. And out of what? We'll get into that. We're not gonna give it all just yet. But we're just celebrating our queens tonight. We got some giveaways tonight. Hello, we got some giveaways for our listeners, our queens that are listening tonight. We will let you know soon. We'll be giving away some goodies. One goodie that we're giving away is a book by Cindy Spiegel. She is, this book is called A Year of Positive Thinking. If you follow me, I'm always about positivity, spreading love, and just being positive. Like when you have a negative mind, you go into a negative space and you don't come out. Trust me. But this book is very nice. And also, Cindy Spiegel is a powerful woman. She's a speaker, author. You can follow her on Instagram at Cindy Spiegel. Also, she has a nice website, cindyspiegel.com. And I will have that in the credits here. So that'll be one of our guests. We're giving two of these away tonight. It's January through December. It's a year. It's a year daily inspiration, wisdom, and courage. And it has a lot of great things in here. So two people will get that. And this is listeners' love. This is for people that's listening. We have a question to ask, and the winners will email their answers to, what is it, Taylor?
Her Power Over Voice.
Yes. So you'll email your answers to contact@herpowerovervoice.com. So you'll email the answer to the question tonight, along with your name, where you're from, and the first 5 people that enter into the contest will win. And so you'll be notified if you're a winner, and then I'll get further information to send you your gift. Also, we're giving away 2 shirts tonight. The future is female. Cute, nice and cute and comfy. 2 of our listeners will get a shirt. The future is female, because tonight is about the queens. And then lastly, for one of I'm from the Bull City, Durham, North Carolina, as most of you know, if you know me. And so I am going to put the spotlight on. Take it away, Taylor.
We're going to put the spotlight on Raven, one of our well-known entrepreneurs in Durham, North Carolina, who has her own nail business and salon.
Yes.
Called Tribal Essentials Designs. So yes, we're going to be hooking you up with a gift card.
Yeah, we're going to give you a gift card to get your nails done. And let me tell you something about Raven. She is the baddest nail technician in the area. If you don't know her, you better know her. You better follow her. So it's, so I'm serious. This girl is an artist first. So put that in your mind when she's doing your nails. Let me tell you, she can do anything to your nails. So if you're into your nails and into your manicures and pedicures, that's who you need to be going to. So shout out to Raven at Tribal Essentials Nail. I think you can follow her also on Instagram at Tribal Essentials. We'll have her information as well in the credit. So we'll be giving away a gift card to one of our listeners down in Raleigh, Durham area to get your nails done. So I just want to, shower my ladies tonight with some gifts because, I love my queens. Yeah. All right. So, a few facts about Kamala Harris that I really love. Just want to get into, how she grew up. Her mom, South Asian. Her father is Jamaican descent, and her parents were so educated and well rooted into the movement. They were her mother was a cancer researcher, and her father was an economist from Jamaica. So they met at Berkeley, actually, and got married and had 2 children, and so they were just part of the movement. I know she talks about how they marched, as young children with her mother. She was in a baby carriage while her mom was marching and protesting. And, she just comes from a well-rounded, rooted family. And I'm just, those are some of the things that, you want in a leader, she's, in 1990, she passed the bar and joined the prosecutor's office. From the prosecutor's office, she went and ran district attorney's office in Oakland. She was a California senator and attorney general, which is like also huge. She ran for the Democratic Party, and now she is the Madam VP after Biden asked her to join his ticket. So we're just blessed to have her as our Madam VP. And I'm so excited to what she's going to do. And I know everybody is as well. So Taylor, do you want to go into anything that you love about Kamala?
Yes. I'd like to go on one of her signature accomplishments. As you mentioned before, as the Attorney General, that accomplishment was her creating Open Justice, which is an online platform to make criminal justice data available to the public, which I think is very important for the public to be aware of. The database helped improve police accountability by collecting information on the number of deaths and injuries of those in police custody. And I think it's important, very highly important for there to be put in place for police to be taken accountable for the actions that they have taken recently before. I feel like it's important to hold them accountable for those things because, again, within the Black community, because our community has suffered mostly from police brutality, I think it's important for them to be held accountable so that our community feels safe and so that we feel that we have a place here. I feel that it's also important for them to be, publicly held to a standard so that we see it for ourselves, that we see that justice is being served for us. Because if not, I just feel that, we won't get anywhere if there isn't, a fair amount of equality, a fair amount of racial equality. I feel like we will always be stagnant if there isn't equality, placed upon, races and racial wars. So I'm hoping they come in and they undo a lot of things that have been done and, create boundaries, and hopefully break some barriers, especially for the Black community, because we have definitely been crying out for help for I don't know how many years now.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. That was a great, that's one of her signature accomplishments. And I definitely feel the same way. Definitely hold police accountable, and they need a monitoring system, something that keeps record of what they do. That's one step closer to getting some justice for some of the things that have been going on. So definitely great. That was a great accomplishment for her. But on the other side, on the flip side, some of her controversial decisions that she made prior to her being Madam VP was a decision in 2004. I don't know if you remember. She declined to pursue the death penalty for a murder of a San Francisco police officer. She was basically kind of crucified for that in the lights of people and, of the community, because, they felt like she should have gone for the death penalty. One of the things about Kamala Harris is that she makes her decisions based on law and facts and justice in the justice system. And that's one of her things that speaks volumes of her integrity. She never lets anybody sway her in making a decision based on just feelings and emotion. Of course, the community is hurt and, by the loss of the police officer. However, she made her decision based on the laws and facts. So I commend her for having that courage, because she got a lot of flack from that, and a lot of, she had a lot of hurt, and it caused her a lot of hurt, that people were talking about her. And during the funeral, people stood up and were, bashing her and, doing those type of things. So that's one thing, that one of the controversial decisions. And another decision she made, she vocally supported a controversial 2010 law that made truancy action from staying away from school for no reason. So basically, if your child stayed away from school for no reason, they would, your parents would suffer with a misdemeanor, be punished with a misdemeanor, for failing to send their children to school. Now, I know from personal experiences that, it's hard to get, not my experience, but I know some people, it's hard to get some of these young children, that are like 15, 16, they've kind of went their own way to go to school and do good. And it's not always on the parents, it's not always their fault that a child will fall victim to, slacking in school and not wanting to go to school. And, a lot of single mothers have it hard, raising their children. So that decision vocally, when she supported that, I can see some people, that's not something that I would put on the parents and get a misdemeanor just because the child don't want to go, So, and any leader, a lot of their views and things, it comes into play when, they're running for election in their office. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about, when certain laws are proposed and regulation and views of a leader come into play, how that decision comes into play with people making a decision to vote for them, and how it can sway a voter's decision, you know, in a campaign. So, you know, I'm the type of person that I look for the good and the bad when I'm voting.
Right.
And, you know, nobody's going to be perfect, right? So when you're choosing the best candidate, when I get my ticket, I usually, you know, I encourage people to just do the research. I sit down and, you know, if you don't know a candidate, Google them, you know, figure out what they represent, what their values are, what their morals are. And that's how I kind of pick who my representative should be locally, who we want, you know, for president and things like that, you know. But just know that nobody's going to be perfect. Nobody's going to think the way you do on everything you think about or everything you like and don't like. So, you know, I just wanted to bring out some of her controversial issues that, you know, some people may not agree with, but overall, she's a great candidate and a great human being. So I definitely feel like we got the best of the best in the office. So.
Yeah, I agree. And with the whole, you know, controversy with implementing laws and, you know, how people went about voting, unfortunately, in today's world, I feel as though the social media that we use as in our entertainment have become political platforms for some people. And rather than doing your own research, we tend to go on what we've seen on Facebook or what some article that was published by someone in their kitchen. And it's just, that's not how, that's
horrible.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad because a lot of people, they don't do their research. They just go off what one person says and that gets passed around, and it just becomes a whole, well, we don't need to vote for them because they did this back in 2004. Well, you were about 5 years old when that happened, so you really it's a lot to it. And I do as far as, you know, implementing laws, we usually only shine light on the negative outcomes that could possibly take place with those laws. But I don't think anybody ever really shines a light on the positive. Like as far as her implementing the laws about, you know, you can catch a misdemeanor. On one end, I can see that pushing parents to get involved with their teens' lives and being more active with their children rather than allowing them to just be on the streets and, you know, chase things that aren't as important. I can see that, and I can also see it as being a little bit much. But we also have to remember to look at things from different perspectives. And like you said, not everyone is going to be perfect. And I think it's easier for us as citizens to be like, well, that's not right, and this is that, and that's this. And it's just like, until you get in those positions, until you get put into places of authority like that, you really can't say what's right and what's wrong, because, you know, from behind those closed doors, I don't think we truly know what it's like to have to put in certain laws or undo certain things.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And like you said, piggybacking off of what you said about people just really getting their information off the internet, getting their information off of Facebook. You see something on Facebook and you're like, oh, this has got to be true. And it's, right, you know, about a person. So I just want to encourage people, especially during our election seasons and just your local elections. You want change in your community. You want change in your school systems. You want your school systems to be better. You want your teachers to be better. You want the community to be a little better. You got to get involved. Do your own research, like I said, and you'd be surprised at how much change you can bring about by just really, really doing the research and voting for who you really want to be in office. And, that's all I got to say about that. Do your thing, vote, be out there, and, do the work.
Right.
So I encourage everybody to do that.
And I also would like to throw in just a really quick opinion of mine. If you have absolutely no plans to go and vote or did not vote, I just feel like your opinion should just be kept to yourself.
Hello.
I mean, without your vote, you're really not helping make a difference here.
You will be very surprised of how many people have an opinion about the election who did not vote, and people who had an opinion about just everything and went there. I know people who went there and was like, I don't know who to vote for. I'm just gonna put nobody right here, or I'm not gonna vote. I'm just gonna go straight this or straight that. And I'm like, how can you not get involved? This was like one of the most important elections of our lifetime. Like, how can you not know what you want to do? And it's not to say, hey, you vote for them or vote for them. Like, just vote.
Right.
Exercise your vote. Like, I don't know if anybody saw. I put a post up probably about during the election season how how hard our ancestors had to fight to vote. How they were you remember that? They were in line. They were given these tests, IQ tests, to trip them up in their minds. And if you missed like one, like you couldn't vote. Like if you missed one question off of the thing, and it was just heartbreaking to see that and to see some people saying, I'm not gonna vote.
And that it's like we have been conditioned to make ourselves think that our votes don't matter. Like I've heard people my age like, it's not going to count, it doesn't matter. And it really upsets me, because to me it's like our ancestors, I mean, these people literally died. Like they died for you to exercise this right. Like they went through so much just for you to be able to do that, and for you to turn around and be like, well, I'm not going to do it because it doesn't matter. And it bothers me because, you know, as a Black community, you know, unfortunately, they have taken lives. They are trying to take lives. Like they're trying to do all that they can to stop us from succeeding, to stop us from excelling. And you honestly think that your vote doesn't matter. If it didn't matter, I don't feel like they would try to, you know, keep us down the way that they do. But hey, to each his own.
Yeah. You know how I feel about that. So
if I had tea, I'd sip it, but I don't have any tea.
I'm gonna sip it for you.
Thank you. Sip it for me, please. Because I know we're probably stepping on some toes, but it's okay. It's okay.
It's all right. If you don't like what we're saying, we want you to listen, and we appreciate all the listeners. We love you. But if you don't care to listen, trust me, I'll get another listener. No, I love you guys. So yeah, just talking about that. Just encourage everybody to vote. Get out there and do your part during election season. See how and oh my gosh, just to even talk about just how everything played out with Georgia. And you know,
I think that's what had everybody on their their tone.
The ballots, you know, I don't know how y'all felt about the mail-in ballots. You know, I was told, some people was like, don't mail your ballot in, it ain't gonna count. Don't mail it, honey. The mail-in ballots was what got us in that office. You hear me? So shout out to all the mail-in ballots and everybody who voted. I really, really love. And Georgia is like is my second home. So shout out to Georgia and everybody down there in the Georgia area, ATL. Okay. All right. So let's see. Good old. So tonight we're gonna do